Hello. Welcome in, everyone, to this week's episode, this week's chapter of New Blood by Night. I'm your host. All right, Bill, hit us with that sweet, sweet recap.
All right, so in the last episode, we all finally had the Kindred descend upon us and had some varied interactions, mainly Aurora speaking with this one Kindred after she made a giant mess, helped clean up, named Theo. Seems, he kind of identified her as a gangrel, which she was able to kind of like have a little bit of a connection, be like, oh man, we could totally hang out. It's like, yeah, we chill at the skate park and, do Tony Hawk shit. So that's where we're usually at. Then like this big fella came by and be like, said not much of anything, but he's like, I gotta go, Dad's here. So after that interaction, it was essentially Samiel doing some cloak and dagger, tracer on the back of the desktop, and a program to monitor the PC that he did hack. Him and Stone were able to leave. Someone tried to stop him. He said no, told him to sit in the corner till he left. As they started to head outside, he noticed Aurora speaking to Theo while they were having that interaction prior to him actually leaving. After that, it was Damien kind of seeing the Kindred that were 100 or so feet out of, out in the parking lot, which thank God they didn't approach any of the vehicles, or else things could have gotten dicey with Mori. They looked directly at Sam. Whether it was Sam and Stone is debatable, but they definitely looked at Sam and stared him down like, that might be our guy, but that's just me being mildly paranoid as a player. Stone remembered somebody, but he's kind of storing it away to let it out. Zero was the usual guard with his, ridiculous names for some of them, like Shorty, Feral Shanks, and Mini Taco. Something ridiculous like that. Kind of like cutting away. Mori was the lookout, the woman on a mission, trying to, keep the peace between all our people and make sure they didn't get harmed. So she just kind of laid low as, everything kind of transpired. Old Azriel's just laying on the Riz, he helped the lady out, loaded up her car, I don't think he got a smooch. No, I think he went smoochless. He might go smoochless tonight, sadly. After helping her, he said, like, hey, I'd like to see you again. And Azriel's like, yeah, probably. We'll see what happens. Then the coterie met around back. There was some exchange of information, essentially saying, Theo's kind of a new contact that Aurora met. Sam isn't too keen on it because hasn't even done a background check. Then he was kind of challenged with, well, someone got past you. I'm like, yeah, but I trusted them, and that trust was misplaced and misguided. There was a bit of a back and forth, him and Han, over how things tend to work out if you handle them in a certain manner. After that, the coterie split up once again in two vehicles. Mori and Sam had a conversation as to why stay with the same ideology and the same task you have when you can become your own person. But she doesn't know how to be anything else than what she's been trained to be. And Sam would like to, kind of free her of the ties that currently still bind her, even if they're gone. Then as we finally got to the hotel, there was, rain started to pour down, got real hot and heavy. As Azriel was leaving the car, he noticed the crow that was in Aurora's apartment was the same exact one, same make. He didn't want to touch it. What ended up happening was Sam went to go pick it up because he was curious, unaffected by it. No frenzy, no nothing. He just picked it up and just put it in his pocket like it was nothing to sniff at. Eventually, everyone slowly made it up. I know Aurora went up with Stone, climbing the building like something out of Gargoyles, and everyone else took the scenic route, which was the normies take. As we got there, we noticed this cloak shrouded in shadows, this person taking out a guard, entering into the room where Mori's kill could potentially be taken. But this is the conclusion to that summary, not synopsis. Sorry.
Woo!
No, it was great. Thank you. Okay, remind me, are all four of you up in the hallway around that room, that suite?
I thought we were, yeah, because we all came at the same time.
Perfect. Everybody roll wits and awareness, please. This is chapter 19. Chapter 19. It's crazy.
My God, that's so crazy, yeah.
That's 3 successes for me.
Okay.
A 6 sucks for Azriel.
Okay.
3 for Mori.
And 3 for Mori.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy, here we go.
All right, and that is 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's 4 successes. 4 successes in his skull. So.
Storyteller.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as she saw like the person get shot, Mori would have immediately gone, blinking into the door.
Oh yes. No worries.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, that's the scary part. She's like,
No worries.
see it.
Okay. It is a fury of movement. From what you witnessed and heard at the elevator to the door bursting open, screams, shouts, bodies shuffling, another suppressed bullet firing from said weapon. Mori is the first, followed by anyone that got at least a 2 into the room. Aurora, with your 4, you could actually technically like be in there as well, like same time as Mori, almost neck and neck, but Mori's, you know, she's a little combat ready lady, so.
Right.
As you bust
Very
into the
good.
room, you don't necessarily notice the layout beyond it is lavish. Buttery light spills in a lot of dark corners. There's a lot of dark furniture. I'll describe what you hear, and then Damien and Azriel, you decide if you're also in the room, because I assume Aurora and Mori are. Okay.
Yep.
Azriel would follow, just a little hesitantly.
Okay. Aurora, you hear your mother gasp and scream. There are several shots, 3 in total, that get fired off in the first round from this suppressed weapon. One of them downs her guard. He's bent forward over a chair. Your mother is in the far corner by the bed in the closet. Hiding a bit behind the bed, there's a man drenched, soaking wet, sweating, eyes shaking, hand outstretched. The immediate notice, Aurora, this gentleman that is training the gun at your mother is not wearing gloves. Most assassins would wear gloves, wouldn't they? There is also blood splatter up his neck and on his face, and he looks and smells afraid. Mori, you notice a couple things slightly different. There is missed bullets by Mariah. 2 that are just, one took out a lamp that sits blazing on the floor, and another way off, shot through the closet and probably out across the street. Hopefully, they do not harm anyone that is innocent, or this man's life is forfeit. It may be forfeit already. But he doesn't have the same body language as a trained killer. You instinctually and instantly know, Mori, that he's different. That's what the 2 of you notice immediately in the room. Okay.
Right.
Azriel, you would be behind the 2 of them, even though they're short girls. Your I think you're noticing in terms of this that any tiny details is lavish. One dead guy. Oh my God. This guy's got a gun. He's breathing really heavy. What you all hear. Mariah says, Hansen, put down the gun. And he says, no, I have to do this. I have to do this. And her other guard that's in there has a gun trained on Hansen. And then he sees Aurora and the rest of you, minus Mori. And he's not... His gun is aimed towards Hansen, and you are to Hansen's left. So it's quite the standoff. Mori, you could dodge a bullet, but you don't know about Aurora and Azriel, who's moved in behind you.
That's correct. But do I see any recognition in the eyes of this guard seeing Aurora?
Not immediately. His sole focus seems to be on stopping Hansen, who's just been outed. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to go around and get what everybody does. I'm going to start in the back, though. Damien, hearing this, what do you do?
I mean, he would have walked into the room behind Azriel, just standing there. You know, zero in his hood. He's just gonna kind of stare down the man. Did he hear Hansen's name?
Yes. You heard her say, Hansen, put down the gun. And he's like, I can't. I have to do this.
Zero.
Yeah. From your pocket.
Now's the time.
What am I supposed to...
Get the gun.
Oh, fuck. He, like, slithers out of your pocket and starts, like, hopping, running across the floor. And he's like, me and Mori, we're gonna work together again. You better fucking tell her. I don't want to get shot.
Yeah, I'll tell her. Not a problem.
Anyways, so that's what he's gonna do.
Then
what
he's
are you
also
gonna do?
he's gonna proceed to pull out his pistol and point it at Hansen.
Okay, so you're in the doorway, but you're taller than
yeah.
both Aurora and Mori, so you know.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what you're doing.
I'm tall.
I'm going to Azriel.
Azriel's just kind of panicked with all these guns. He's gonna hold back and wait to see how it's gonna play out.
Okay. Before Aurora and Mori act, Mariah, your mom, she sees you and is like, Aurora, get out of here! What do you do, Aurora?
I ignore my mom because she's in danger. I'm like, Mama!
I ignore my mom. Okay.
Teenage response. No, just kidding. But she does ignore her mom, and she'll be like, hey, Hansen, right?
And he's just breathing heavy. And he's like, I have to do this. I don't know who you are, but I have to do this. While you're speaking, the guard's also speaking, and he's like, you don't have to do this. Put the gun down.
Listen. Let's all relax for a moment. Let's see if we can find a better solution. But first, before you put down the gun, and I walk slowly, and I'm like, my name, this is my mother. And I look at my mom, and there's that sad look. And I know she's done a lot of awful things. So tell me about you. Let's talk about you. Do you have a wife? Kids?
He's just sweating. And he's kind of glancing at you and glancing at the guard. Back up! Get away!
This is a situation. If you... Perhaps. Do you mind if I walk over here? I'm not telling you to put the gun down. Just let me walk over, and I just walk around him, and I'm trying to get in front of the gun. I'm putting my hands up.
Oh boy. Okay, so you're gonna walk around. Okay, that's
Yeah.
all right. Mori,
Yeah.
what do you do?
So from what I can gather, this guy.
Something's not.
Anyway,
Something's not adding up.
something's not right. Which, yeah, she's not aiming to kill him, but she is going to use Unseen Strike. So I'll go ahead and roll. I believe is it 2? Let me double check. 2 rouse checks. Yes, 2 rouse checks. So let's get this. First one's a success. Second one's a success. Okay. And she's placing herself between the gun and her target, of course, and is going for a quick, just knockout strike.
Okay, so you're gonna go between the guard and Hansen. On the other side.
I'm going between Hansen, the guy who's aiming at the
Oh,
mother.
and Mariah.
Yes, correct.
Okay, so
Specifically placing myself in direct line of the gun.
okay. Okay, go ahead and make your dexterity and celerity.
Will do.
Oh wow, that is so. I have never rolled that well before.
I'm going to use a willpower. All right, so I rolled 10 dice. With the willpower, I got a crit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 9 successes.
Okay. So you're going to strike Hansen.
Yes.
Okay. All right, Aurora, you put yourself in front of the weapon. In that same moment, here's how it all goes down. Okay? The guard screams, "Stay where you are," at Aurora. Mariah shouts, "That's my daughter." Hansen starts to panic. You move in front of him. The gun goes off twice, and then he drops.
Okay.
Zero then picks up the gun and runs back to you, Damien. I got it! Don't worry!
So those 2 bullets that go off, do they hit me then?
Aurora,
Mm-hmm.
you were already severely damaged.
Yep.
You drop into torpor.
Okay, there you go. There it is.
Mariah screams and lunges forward, almost knocking into you, Mori, but you simply sidestep. And she gathers Aurora and yells at her guard to call the police. The guard moves to the desk where there's a phone on the cradle, and the window, a bullet from across the way, some unseen, hits the guard and his head explodes. And Mariah just starts to scream. But Mori, Hansen doesn't seem dead, but he's bleeding. What does the coterie do?
I lie there.
Well, that's a good question.
I'll go from the back to the front again. Damien.
You said the bullet came from the window? Damien wants to take a fairly decent look out the window to see if he can see some sort of
Okay, you move into the room?
yeah.
Okay. I need you to roll a wits and awareness.
Right.
And describe to me how you're getting to the window.
You know what? For this, I'm gonna rouse the blood. 1 second. Fails. It's all right though. All right, so that's 6 successes overall with a crit. And as he's getting in the room, he's literally just gonna push through Azriel like he's nothing, just pushing him to the side, kind of like bulldozing his way, like
What hunger are you at?
But hunger 2.
Okay. When the bullet slams into you, you have no doubt that it is a sniper rifle, but you simply look down where it's pegged you in the chest, and then back up across the street, and you see a pale, feminine face. You make eye contact with her, Damien, and she looks like, what the fuck? And then she begins to load another bullet. It does significant damage because of the caliber. You do have a big hole, but you're a Kindred.
How much superficial is that?
4.
4?
But, because you rolled so high on seeing them, and it only hit, like, shoulder, it'll be 2.
Gotcha.
You're like, what? No. Just 2.
What? Yeah, I'm impaired at this point.
She's in the other building. And clearly was not expecting supernaturals. Very likely, especially with your recent dealings with fucking Artemis, this whole thing put together by vampires.
Right. He's going to look at Mori and point directly out the window, saying there's a sniper out there.
You're looking like
Sniper.
Mori direction. She's invisible.
Technically no longer invisible after knocking him out, yeah.
Oh, okay, so, oh fuck, you're really scary. Mariah, like, screams even more when she sees you. Holy shit. Okay. So that's your turn, Damien.
And if, yeah, that's my turn.
You can finish the sentence, and if what?
Could I please mend?
Yeah.
If possible in this moment.
On your next turn, as you're moving,
Okay.
if you're moving somewhere, yeah, you can. I'll let you.
Oh, okay, cool.
Azriel.
Azriel, realizing that there's like a sniper and realizing the urgency of getting out of line of sight of a sniper, would like to grab Aurora and Mariah and pull them out of window space
'Kay.
from the sniper.
You move in, you get shot.
Well, I'm trying to get to people and help them not get shot.
Okay. With that being your priority,
Mm-hmm.
roll dexterity and athletics. Do you have rapid reflexes or celerity?
No.
Okay.
But I did roll really good.
Okay.
I got 5 sucks.
Okay, with the 5, here's what happens. Because it's just how the encounter is set up. You will take 2 points of superficial damage. Or
I
you
am
can take
impaired.
4, and neither Aurora nor Mariah get hit.
I'll take 4. And
Okay.
I'm very impaired.
Okay, but you managed to drag him out, and Mariah is like holding Aurora and screaming because, well, Aurora is a Kindred, and she doesn't know that Aurora is just sleeping. Or maybe she does, you don't know, but she is screaming. Holding on to her daughter. Right. Mori.
Cool. So, sniper on the other side then. at least one, but there's probably multiple if they're shooting, 3 times a turn.
Right.
So, yeah. Well, okay. So is anyone's eyes on Mori then? Is the question. Actually, you know what? It doesn't matter. Can I potentially blink across to the building that they're at?
There's the one girl. You could you could try. Yes, you could try.
Yeah.
You gotta break the window, and you jump and then blink.
Did they shoot through the window?
Yeah, it's shattered.
Yeah. Well, then I'll just jump through the window.
Okay. Roll a strength and athletics.
Will do. Can I use a rouse check to increase the dice pool?
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good. Okay, I do get hungrier. That now. And dice pool. You said strength and athletics.
Mm-hmm.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Seven successes.
Okay, so you leap about a quarter of the way, and then, like, as you're dropping, like something out of a fucking Spider-Man movie, you blink, and then you reappear, pulling yourself up over the lip of the balcony, and you see the human running.
Yeah, that's not happening. I'm gonna shoot them in the kneecap. They'll never recover, sort of thing.
Okay. Roll firearms and dexterity.
Will do. Uh, 9 successes.
Okay. Her leg
Specifically going for a non-lethal, but I'm like, if they get knocked up and
her
yeah,
leg
that's
like
great.
explodes underneath her, and you hear "Gah!" and then she tumbles down some stairs. You manage to get yourself up on the balcony and through the open window she was using.
Mm-hmm.
Back around in the room, Damien Hansen shifts, making this groaning sound, and then he slowly rolls over, and he's shivering. What do you do?
Is he shivering kind of like a drug addict would, or someone who's jonesing for something?
Roll an intelligence and insight.
Three successes.
It does mimic that, yes. You hear a whisper in the back of your mind, and it's Artemis telling you Kindred are involved. These mortals aren't going to live. And then she starts to laugh at you. Seems like you failed again.
You said I was here to save these fucking people.
And she starts laughing harder, more maniacally.
And you said he's like trying to get up. He's essentially like dazed.
Yeah.
He's gonna drag him out of the room. He's gonna grab him by like his collar and just drag him like a cat trying to get away.
Okay. Roll strength and athletics.
Three again.
Okay. Dragging him, not a problem. But then he starts to like fight against you and panic and sweat harder. When he sees Mariah though, there's like a calming, and he like laser focuses on blinking. And Mariah's just cradling Aurora, panicking. All right, Azriel. Damien's pulled Hansen out of the hotel.
When I was in torpor a couple nights back, I was conscious and I remember getting pulled out of torpor, right?
Correct.
Aurora
is aware of everything that's going on right now.
I'm gonna try to give her some of my blood so she can pull out of torpor.
Okay. All right. Mariah's like, what the fuck are you doing? Oh my god. And then Hanson's gonna try and get away from Damien, but it's pretty futile. How much hunger do you gain in feeding her? You have
I can
one
only
or two?
spare one. I
Okay.
can only spare the one.
One is enough. Let me make a roll.
I will note, one of my disadvantages are going to come into play.
Uh-oh.
My Mythic Stigmata is going to start happening now, as I'm hunger level 4.
Oh, you're bleeding out of... and you have to roll a frenzy check.
Oh, I do, don't I?
Yeah.
Yep.
Difficulty 2?
Put 0. Okay, so you
I
don't...
rolled really good.
You don't frenzy. Aurora, you mend... You'll mend 1 point of aggravated, or... I think it's 3 points of superficial?
1 point of aggravated, which is great because I'm at 4. So
Okay,
I,
so you'll sit back up, and your mother like lets you go, only to like hug you tighter. She looks very panicked, and
Mama.
Azriel's bleeding out of all of his orifices. That's so attractive.
Mama,
He's
we
also
have.
looking very panicked.
She's like, Mama, Azriel, we need to go. We need to go. We need to go. I heard it. I heard everything. Sniper, we cannot stay here. And where are we? Are we in the hallway or the doorway?
Hallway.
Exactly. All right. And so Aurora starts hobbling along to the emergency stairwell, and she's gonna look for a fire alarm.
Not hard. They're on every floor.
All right. She pulls it.
Okay, the like catastrophic ringing blares out, and people start exiting doors.
Okay. Yeah, so she's going to use the panic and confusion and just try to, like, and with the group of people to just, the sea of people to just go. And she says, I told you. Te dije. I told you this was gonna happen, that someday your actions would catch up to you. The last thing I said 2 years ago, all those years ago, longer than years. How could you do this? How could you keep going?
She gets up, looking at you with hollowed out cheeks and a face full of fear. Before I move over to Mori, what are the 3 Kindred in the coterie doing over here? There are 2 other people that have exited out in this hallway, and they are looking at Azriel. Someone's calling 911 from another end of the hallway. Oh my god, you're bleeding. Are you okay?
I'm just gonna throw up the hood and I'm gonna be moving away from everybody.
Is he looking, like, where's Azriel? Like, is he adjacent to me? Is he around me? Like, where is he in this room? Is he like in the middle of the
I was in the
hallway?
hallway because I dragged him
Yeah.
out.
Okay. So maybe we're just sitting next to each other. If he's looking at Azriel, I want to use line of sight to stop the person from calling 911 to use mesmerize.
Okay, there are about 4 people in this hallway.
Are they all calling 911?
There's one guy, but there's another guy approaching Azriel that's like, hey, are you okay? I'm a nurse, I can help you.
Fuck off.
Okay?
Mind your own fucking business.
He's bleeding! But of course he does step back, though, because you seem kind of like you're gonna, like, kill somebody. And then Hanson, in your arms, starts screaming, help! Help! He's got a gun! And Zero's like, oh, fuck, here we go.
No, he's gonna put his attention back on Hanson. Instead of using mesmerize on the guy calling 911, he's gonna use it on Hanson.
Okay. What does he got to roll?
If he's mortal, it automatically succeeds. If he's supernatural, it should be... what the hell? Am I out of my mind? Probably. I know I have mesmerized. What the fuck?
It's possible it got like deleted because sometimes Roll20 will delete all the info.
Yeah.
No, that's so sad.
Yeah, no roll is required against. So it's intelligence and resolve.
Okay. What do you direct him to do?
I want you to shut up and not talk till I tell you to. Understand? You don't move. You don't blink. You just sit here. Obediently, cur.
Okay, as the mesmerized descends, the sweat, the fear amplifies. But he's quiet, and he doesn't blink, even as his eyes start watering.
Damien will smile at that. And in this moment, I would definitely like to mend.
Okay.
It succeeds, and that'll no longer have me be impaired. Thank God.
All right, Azriel, what are you doing?
And,
oh, sorry, Damien. Finish your turn. Then I'll cut over
he's
to...
gonna look at Azriel. He's just gonna whisper to his hood since he's covered up. I need you to get a grip. All right? You need to get a grip. I don't know what's happening, but I've never seen that shit. Get it together, or else you're gonna blow it for all of us. They're calling the cops. And if the cops get here, I will put them all down. And you will watch as I slaughter and murder them all. Do you understand?
Azriel just grimly nods. And he'll turn to the people trying to help him. You should evacuate. This place is under attack. I don't know if you've heard what was going on. Well, there was gunshots, and you should really evacuate. I'm okay. You don't need to worry about calling anybody. But you should make sure to get out of here.
Okay. Roll manipulation and subterfuge.
I'm gonna be great at this.
I can hear all of 2 dice.
1 success.
The nurse who's trying to help you, you can tell that he doesn't believe you, especially the way that you're bleeding. Sir, I think there's something very severe happening with you right now, and I don't know if there's a lot of time. I need you to come with me and let me help you. The people that were calling 911 at this point would start running to the other set of emergency stairs. Still calling on the phone. The nurse is pretty wary of Damien and the fact that Hansen said he has a gun. So the nurse doesn't believe that nothing is going on here. Seems like a good guy. All right, Aurora. Your mom's up. She looks haggard. She's moving with you towards the stairs. What do you do?
Seeing all of this, I say, Luke, you gotta
Azriel, you mean?
Sorry, Azriel! Luke is a player. Azriel's a character. I say, Azriel, you need to... You know what you need to do. You gotta... And then she'll say, like, trying to be like, Azriel, why don't you sit down for a moment? And then I'll try to drag him down and whisper so that only he can hear. I say, Azriel, you're Kindred, right? Can't you just sweet talk him to persuade him not to do it? To not check you out? We could be in serious trouble.
I don't have any powers like that.
Try. Just be charming. And I say, yeah, Azriel, you should sit down. I just try dragging him to the floor so that the nurse will follow.
The nurse does. And he's going to start looking you over.
Can you help me get to my car outside? I need some medicine in there.
Do you have a first aid kit outside in your car?
Yes.
And then I look to the nurse. And
I have things in my room. I'll go get them.
No, I need
Okay.
I got some. I need to get to my car. Can you just help me?
Your one deception, he doesn't believe you. He thinks you're a little delirious. That's what's happening in this hallway. We cut over to Mori. Mori, to catch up to this person.
I was just gonna say, like, real quick. I was like, yeah, go to the room, and that's it.
Okay. Mori, I need you to roll stamina and athletics.
Stamina and athletics to catch a person who has a shattered knee?
Mm-hmm.
Okie dokie.
It's a narrative choice. I'm having you roll to decide something for me. Also note, from you hear through the shattered window behind you, and you start seeing, like, the flashing inside the tinted windows of, like, the fire alarm being pulled, and you're just like, fucking hell.
All right, crit 1, 2. All right, so 6 successes.
Okay. You get over there as this human has pulled a gun out of their holster, and she is putting it in her mouth.
I see. So that's what she's doing?
Uh-huh.
No, she's not. Mori literally pulls the gun from her fingers. Like, you know, her eyes are like,
as you
kind of
do,
an albino pink.
Yeah, as you do pull it, she makes eye contact with you. She's crying. And you can tell that she has no idea why she was about to do that.
Here's the thing, right? You are a messy failure of an assassin. But I need answers, and I would prefer you stay alive. And she's just gonna knock her out.
Okay, you strike her. She falls unconscious. She's just a mortal.
Yep.
And when you pick her up and you move to head back, I need you to roll wits and awareness.
Sure, we'll do 1, 2, what's 6? Yes. Ooh, that's real bad. I'm gonna use storyteller willpower. All right. Still not the best. 4 successes.
Okay. Are you going to blink back across the space? Or are you going to walk down?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not going to walk down because if there's multiple snipers, I need to get her somewhere safe so someone else doesn't kill her.
So you're running and you're going to blink.
Yep.
Okay. With your 4 wits and awareness as you're moving out onto the balcony, there's a third tower. You watch someone jump. And you have a sinking suspicion. Make your rolls.
We'll do.
Probably
Same one. So
Yep.
Strength. All right. I don't have a lot, or I mean I do, but I want a little bit more if you're making me roll strength. Okay, I won't rouse this time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 5 successes and a blink.
Okay. With the mortal in tow, you leap and then blink through the already shattered window, landing kind of skidding a bit. And the sound of the fire alarm just rises up all around you.
Yeah, Mori, like, she doesn't know what else is going on, but she's going to say, we need to get the fuck out of here. Grab your mother, let's go.
Okay. I'm no longer in combat at all, but I'm going to go around and get what everybody wants to do. And again, we're going to start with Damien.
Is the nurse, did he run to his room?
Yeah. Yep, he's going to grab his kit.
How far away is it?
It's,
like, what side of the hall is it on?
right side of the hall, so it's on the same side as Mariah's room.
Yeah, I want to go over to his room and bust up the handle so it can't open.
Nice. Okay. I won't make you roll. You just smash it. You're a Kindred. He is trying to get out. He's panicking a little bit. So there's only like 3 rooms in this whole big square. All of them different suites, but he's on the wall opposite or adjacent to Mariah's room because her whole penthouse that you need a key to get into is like on one side. Anyways. And the other people they've left, they're like,
So it's pretty much just us at this point?
Yes.
He's gonna go back to Hanson and continue dragging him back to the car. And just shout back at the rest of them, we need to go now. Everything's fucked.
Yeah, Mori is going super fast, like, to the car. Taking the person with her.
Okay.
Azriel's also booking it.
Okay.
Just to get back to the car.
And Aurora?
Yeah, she's taking her mom by the hand and just, like, going with her mom down the stairs.
Is Stone with us right now?
Yeah, but I didn't have him do anything in the scene because there was so much already happening. And I didn't want to take away. I didn't want to take away any main character power.
Oh, I'm excited to see how pissed he's gonna be at Azriel. Ooh, because he did not intervene. So. But yeah, Aurora's gonna be like, just holding on to her mom tight and just hobbling down, and just look at her mom. And how does her mom look? Like, despite like the panic and the fear and everything, it looks like she's been missing meals, right?
That's what she looks like. Is just stressed. So you guys are taking the stairs down, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
With everybody else.
3rd flight down is when you meet Stone. And he says, this way, through the fire alarm. It's gonna be the best. Get all the way down. Had to clear out a lot of people trying to get up here. Y'all alright?
Why do people go up instead of down for a fire? They want to exit a building, and Aurora, you can see, is so panicked, and she's just short fuse.
People are stupid is why.
Don't
You know what? I agree. People are dumb. And looks at her mom. Let's go.
Stone like holds the door open. Wow, good job. Looks like we got a 3 for 1.
As he's like exiting the door with Hanson just dragging him the hole, he's gonna look up at Stone. It's time to teach Azriel a lesson.
Oh, is it?
Come with me.
Stone just
Wait, are we
holds the door open for everyone to get down, and then he'll follow after.
How long was that said?
I mean, it was said between them, so if people were moving past.
Yeah, no. Mori would be focusing on getting out safely.
So this is where Stone relays that he did fuck with a couple people's brains to make sure no one came up to bother you. There was a firefighter down the fucking street. Like there's a different emergency they dealt with, and so they're already here.
Odd.
No
That's-
cops,
This was
just
That's
firefighters.
weird.
this was a setup. Whoever their minds were fucked with, the assassin was forced to try and kill themselves, and I'd like to know who is behind it. And like Mori's eyes are like that of like a killer. Like she is insanely angry right now.
Once you're outside, you all hit the pavement, headed towards your car in the parking lot. I need everyone to roll wits and awareness.
Not a good two wits awareness.
3 sucks.
Just 3.
Okay.
Shit. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. Been a good number today.
Okay, 3 and a 4. You overhear, as you're headed towards your car, someone is talking rather loudly. I don't know. Somebody just jumped out of the south tower.
The assassins all had. Oh, actually, sorry. Mori didn't hear that. I take it back.
And I go to, I turn to my mom and I'm like, where's your car?
She didn't bring one. I was supposed to be here in secret. I was driven. I didn't bring a car. And she just is like keeps glancing at Hanson, who you know is her lover, and she's cheating on your dad.
Oh. Yeah, no, and there is...
Oh boy!
Yeah.
Go ahead and
yeah.
roll it digitally.
Alright, and then you all just see Aurora turn around at her mom, and then her eyes land on Hanson.
His eyes are watering, eyeballs still open, hasn't been able to blink, not making a sound, but trembling.
And that's it. There it is.
Oh, okay, with a 4, you succeed.
Wow, that was wow. And you can see Aurora. There is something inside her, and her eyes are aflame, and she looks at him as if she's going to tear him apart. And she's like, "You will pay for everything."
No, he won't. He's mine.
Oh no, you can take him. I was referring, and looks at my mom, to you. We need to talk.
Oh man, she like kind of settles back. Your eyes, Aurora.
This? Oh. Shouldn't you be familiar with this? Mercy? Traitor? Homewrecker?
She just looks mortified,
Criminal?
horrified.
I know everything. And the only reason why you're alive right now, Mom, is because I'm here. You could have died. You could have put Dad in danger.
Stone says, let's go around back if we're gonna shed
Can
any
we
blood.
not do this in public with eyes watching?
Stone shrugs. I'm here for it. Let the rats
Yes.
without tails know that we're better than them.
Hanson, where's your fucking car? Second time she has sworn in this entire campaign.
He says nothing.
Speak.
He starts making sounds. I took a taxi.
Such a. I'm like, what do we do?
I did
Damien.
what I was told to. And now he's just talking and crying.
We need
Help.
them alive. I need to know who is trying to set me up. If he is dead, he is of no use.
Where do
Going
we go,
for a
Damien?
ride. I know an empty lot out of town. We can do whatever we want there. Follow me. And he's gonna drag Hanson again.
Okay, he's gonna try and fight against you a little bit.
And I ask Stone, we need another car.
All right, hold on.
Thank you.
He walks out into the crowd, puts a hand on some random stranger, starts talking to him, and they are like chummy best friends. The guy hands over his keys, and Stone comes back. Got one.
Honestly, okay. Too much to think about. And I just press the button.
Okay. It's an SUV.
Perfect. And I say, here, we can wrap up everybody. I don't think we want anybody interacting with other people. And gives a knowing glance to Damien and Mori. And then looks at Azriel and says, Azriel, I need you to take a deep breath. And I need you to drive with the other I need you to drive your truck, okay?
Okay.
And I say, Mori, do we really want them around?
She kind of tilts her head, like, who are you referring to? You're talking about your parents?
And then looks at the truck and looks at Mori, trying to be like, Fergie.
I don't fucking care right now. I have a safe location we can go. We're going.
Ori! South Tower, now. You could catch one.
Also, I think your position has been compromised, Mori, from the looks of it. Azriel, could you drive?
You said South Tower, like you're referring to another assassin?
Mm-hmm.
Mori will just say, they all killed themselves. This was done by a kindred controlling mortals.
I would still check and see if it's alive. If not, then it was something else.
Fine, take this one. And she'll make her way to the tower, and she'll go invisible.
Yep, and Aurora's gonna start going to the SUV and putting her mom in the back of the car with Hanson, and tries to be and says to her mom, honestly, I don't think you should run.
Okay, where's Hanson?
Oh, he's with Damien.
So he's not in the back of the car with Mariah.
Okay, so I would say I need answers. The secrets you keep are wide open.
She's just looking at you like with so many different emotions.
And there is, now that that Latin anger is softening, there is pain and just betrayal on her eyes, and she can't look at her mom.
She doesn't say anything. She's just looking at you with emotions, sitting in the ramifications of everything.
And yeah, so Aurora's gonna get in the back with her mom, and she shouts to Damien, I'll stay in the back, and if he tries anything, I can knock him out.
Are you referring to Hanson?
Yep.
Damien's just gonna look at Hanson. You're gonna be a good boy today, right, Hanson?
He is gonna try and break out of your grip.
He's gonna smack him across the face.
Roll a strength and athletics.
Did I use brawl in that, if I'm gonna hit him?
Yeah, you can. Now, mind you, there's crowds of people just all around. They're like kind of gathered out of the parking lot, but there's emergency vehicles rushing. Like it's quite noisy out here on the street. What did you get?
I got 5.
Okay. He almost breaks free. And instead, there's a shift in him, and you're holding him, right? And then he throws himself to the ground, and he hits his head so hard, it cracks in the front. And he's screaming. And several people look over your way.
He's going to pick him up, kind of like you would someone who's incredibly drunk or out of it. Like, it's gonna look, I guess in a sense, more considerate, like, oh no, my boy's fallen and he can't get up.
He is
Let me help him.
actively screaming. Like, doing everything in his power to get away from you.
He's gonna pull his gun out of his pocket and put it underneath his throat.
Okay.
No, not a word. You're dead.
Okay. What's gonna...
Oh my god!
I need you to roll a dexterity and athletics for what is about to happen. Mori, where you're going, roll wits and awareness, please.
Will do.
Oh shit, that was really good.
Woo! That was also really good. Sorry.
All right,
So
Damien.
that is a crit and 4 successes, so 8.
Okay. You put the gun up underneath his chin. He reaches up and goes to squeeze the trigger when you barely manage to pull it away before it discharges. And people in the crowd scream, duck, and start running. Several officers turn your way and tell you to freeze and stop fucking moving. And Hansen is starting to cry and scream, and he is trying to get the gun and get away from you. And you recognize it for what it is. Kindreds have already broken this man. What do you do?
He's going to turn to the officers, using Hansen as a human shield. Gun pointed at one officer, he's going to look at the other officer, and he's going to use Mesmerize once again.
Okay. So you look at one of the officers, use Memorize. What do you say?
You can kill him.
Hansen or the other officer?
The other officer.
Okay. It immediately works because he is just immortal. He turns and he shoots. The crowd screams. Aurora, from the car, you see a stampede of people near the front of the lobby as one officer drops. The other officer is then tackled by a couple other first responders that didn't see what happened, and Stone steps up. Azriel, what are you doing?
I'm going to my truck and I'm trying to get out of here.
Okay, so you get in the truck, Peggy's in there, and you're gonna just leave?
Yeah.
Okay, you just take off. All right. Aurora and Damien, you see Stone move up to the crowd, and he speaks. And about 80 people calm down. As he describes to them what they're going to do, what they're going to forget. And then he turns around, and it doesn't seem like anyone hears Hansen screaming. And with a grin on his face and his eyes black as night, he approaches you, Damien. Well, I reckon we better get out of here, shouldn't we? And I think that's a favor you owe me.
That's fair.
He looks at Hansen and is like, you probably want to shut up this little canary.
And as Damien looks at him, one of his eyes go black as well. I have a special plan for this precious little angel.
Aurora sees all this, right?
Oh, yeah.
Does Mori see this?
No, Mori's in South Tower. Mori ran away.
Alright, so... Okay. So just Aurora? She sees both their eyes changing color.
Oh, you can't see Damien's. His back
Yeah.
is to you.
Yeah, but I see Stone's, right? Okay.
And then, of course, he, like, his eyes, like, flick up to meet you. And he looks at you, Aurora, and that one turns that honey whiskey color. There's something about it, his connection with you. The deeper the connection, something about it. And your mother is whimpering, are they going to kill him? Aurora, you can't let them kill him. You have to save him.
Why should I?
Because he's only a kid. He's just a dumb kid. You know, your mom is in her early 50s, mid 50s.
What does what does that make you, huh? What excuse do you have?
I don't have an excuse, Aurora. Constance, please. Please.
She looks at her mom and sits down, and she takes both her mom's hands. I cannot guarantee his safety. I'm sorry.
She starts to cry.
I'm sorry.
She pulls her hands out of yours and covers her face.
And there is that deep, Aurora just looks sad because she just thinks, would you cry like this for Dad? Did you ever cry like this for Dad?
Stop, Constance, stop, okay? I did what I had to do. Just stop.
Okay. Sorry.
And then she holds you. She hugs you like a mother, and she barely, if ever, holds you like a mother.
And it comes to a shock, and Aurora doesn't know what to do with this new sensation. The thing she's wanted all her life and has had maybe twice. A hug. To be loved. Approved of by your mom. And she kind of eases into it and embraces her mother as if it's the last time.
Stone gets to the front of the SUV, over the SUV to Damien. He says, you need backup, you let me know. I'm gonna get Aurora and her mom out of here. See what you can find in that little canary's noggin, eh?
That's the plan. Where are we meeting up?
I'll leave it up to Aurora. I'll text you. And he gets in the front seat. All right, Mori, what'd you get on that wits and awareness?
I got 7, but I got a messy crit because both my hunger dice are 10s.
Nice. 7 is what you needed. So same kind of chaos over in the South Tower, but somebody jumped. You can assume it's another human based on the smell of the blood. There's first responders. Again, fire trucks were nearby. No police. Police are a little slower. But they were just a block away, attending to something else. You hear them talk, like, how serendipitous. Like, wow, it's so cool. What an act of God that you guys got here. But not, I mean, it's terrible if somebody lost their life. There's a lot of panic, a lot of fear. But with your 7, Mori, your gaze is drawn up the mega structure of the tower. And you have this little nagging feeling to slowly turn around, even though you're invisible. And you do. Triangulated, there's other skyscrapers or large buildings. And in one of the windows is a man wearing these beautiful round glasses, tinted red, slick backed hair. You can barely tell how long or short it is because of this. And he's grinning. And the grin reminds you of Damien. And then, in a blink, he vanishes as if he was never there. That's where we're going to take our first potty break. And we'll be right back in 5 minutes. And we're back. Roughly 2 hours pass before our kindreds are reunited. choosing to meet in Damien's newly acquisitioned land. In a place obfuscated by trees, off the beaten path, near an abandoned parking lot that was going to become something, but is simply now a swath of black tar in the woods. Our kindred have taken the time to feed, to lower their hunger, to mend some of their damage. Damien, could you please describe?
Yeah, sure. So the clearing is a very wide and very open space that can accommodate multiple vehicles. In fact, could probably occupy a couple of trailers, if anything. Almost like it was once a camping ground. But the entire area has been taken over by nature, essentially. It's just taken the space back. There's like some rocks in a corner. The trees kind of have, over the years, begun to hang over it, kind of like a naturally made roof, with the moon essentially kind of like being able to spray some light, as if, you know, a natural form of light just bleeding in to the air. So it is very much so illuminated.
Okay. I'm assuming you have Hansen bound?
Oh yeah, at this point he's been bound. He's, you know, his hands are tied, his arms are tied. At this point, even if he tries to run, he can just kick his feet from under him.
Okay. Feel free to describe what your characters look like in this moment, so that everybody can get a visual. And we're going to start with Aurora.
Aurora, in those 2 hours, chose not to feed because it doesn't align with her whole shtick of how she usually feeds, and there would not be enough time in her mind. But she looks like has blood on her. Just her shirt is a little ripped up at this point. Is like extra large shirt. She looks tired and just so done with this life. Like the rose tinted glasses are off and smashed, and reality has finally come for her about the world of darkness.
Azriel?
And
oh, sorry. Go ahead and popcorn it
no,
when
I was
you're
gonna
done.
say, I was gonna pop to Azriel, huh?
Azriel is good in the sweatpants and sweat jacket that Aurora got him. There's a hole in it from the gunshot. It's definitely still like a wound open. There's blood on his face and on his like fingertips that has dried up. He just looks beaten, disheartened, and exhausted as well. And we'll pass it to Mori.
Mori probably looks much the same as she did before. Same outfit, the shoulder blade, or the shoulder area where Aurora scratched her, or like ripped into her, still dangling, kind of ripped. I imagine she probably just ended up ripping it off, so her arms are exposed, both of them, because, you know, one side's just kind of blah. But she would have also asked Azriel, if he had time anyways, to mend or help with the assassin, stop the bleeding. If not, she would have done it herself. But, the anger that was with her during what happened lessened, but still present. And I'll give it to Samiel Damien.
Damn it. Sam would come out of the car, and at this point, his bandages look a little rough for wear. They're hanging a little loose, even though he's currently trying to tighten them up. Wearing his shirt he was given by Aurora that is much too small. It's essentially a crop top, as much as you're concerned. There's just a metric fuck ton of midriff, and he just grabs like a leather jacket that he has in his car to put something over his shoulders. And as he's putting it on, you could just see like a chunk of his right shoulder still just gone. Like there's usually a nice rounded shoulder is just like someone took a chunk out of it with the bullet. And at this point, he's not only tired, he's just pissed off. And that's it. That's the tweet.
Okay.
Send.
Mariah looks haggard. Her hair is a mess. She's run her fingers through it tons. You can see the family resemblance between her and Aurora. Hansen is bound and gagged, and very likely in a vehicle alone. Peggy very likely was dropped off at some point at the safe house that Mori has.
No, at this point he would have brought him out of the vehicle. He's not staying in. He gets to join the rest of the crew.
Okay, so he's sitting there, duct tape, handcuffed, etc. He also looks panicked, sweating. His clothes are a mess from all of it. His eyes are one pupil's dilated and the other's a pinpoint prick. And you all gather, pulling up, getting out of your cars one at a time. When you're finally face to face, more or less, Mariah does grab your arm gently, Aurora, and then look at Damien and say, "Can you please let him go?"
And I look at Damien, I look at my mother. If he talks, or is he another victim?
Please, he's young.
And I look at Hansen, and you can tell that Aurora does not like Hansen at all. And I turn to my mom and I say, "All right, start talking. I've told you what I know. Fill in the gaps."
Hold on, let me read this message you just sent me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so you've got the young assassin there too. Okay. So where are your guys' touchstones that were like resting? Did you guys drop them off at the safe house, or? Because we know Robbie is still like bound and stuff back at your house.
No.
If Mori asked me to drop off Peggy somewhere, I would have. If not, she's still in the truck.
Okay.
I mean, it's nothing.
Mori's not going to let Peggy go somewhere when right now it feels like everything that she's been supposed to be doing is compromised. So she'd keep her close to her.
Then she is visible in the truck.
Okay. And your girl?
If she's awake, she would be there, but if she's still resting, then she's still resting in the vehicle, because Damien knows that as long as she's around him, she's safe.
Yeah, she's still unconscious. Okay. He is an unfortunate victim of what you are now, Constance. I don't know what you want to know.
I've told you everything that I know in the car. Tell me about the mercies, everything about I don't even know them, so I don't think they're family.
I didn't want to raise my children under their roof. Is that what you want to hear, Constance? You want to hear how I regret taking care of my family and doing what needed to be done?
So you became a judge because of them. You did it because they asked you to.
You are very likely a monster because of them. Is that what you want to hear? That because I wouldn't walk their line, they took everything from me and tried to take my life tonight? Is that what you want to hear?
What?
You can't be playing this game, Constance. You need to leave. This state, the country. It isn't safe for you. They are so much more than anything you can even comprehend.
Well, guess what? I'm way too deep to get out. It's too late for me, and you should know that. And I'm going to do what I can to protect those that are close to me.
Then take your sisters and your father and get out of the country.
What did you do to piss him off?
What didn't I do, daughter mine? What didn't I do? And she looks around at all of you. Who are all of you? Who are you, and what is your relationship with my daughter?
That's irrelevant. You don't get to.
That is absolutely irrelevant. Be quiet, little girl. You are so far in over your head. You have no idea.
And I grab her by the scruff and as I say, I am not your little girl. Not anymore. My innocence died way before you even fucking knew. And I've been trying to keep it together. I've been trying to be a good person to cover up the guilt I feel for your sins. To make up for all the lives you've ruined. I am not a little girl.
She slaps your hand away. And it's feeble. I mean, if you were both mortals.
Mama! Why did they try to kill you?
Because I won't follow their game.
What's their game?
I made promises.
What's the promises?
Who are these people, Constance?
That is not your concern.
It is absolutely my concern. You want me to talk?
What of it? What of it? What if you do? What if you do know these people?
You say you're too far in. Is it because of them? Is it because of him? Is it because of her?
What will you do? What can you do?
What I have always done.
You can't protect me anymore, and you know it. Mama. Or, I don't even know if I can call you that anymore. I don't even know what to call you.
I never once betrayed you. Or your sisters.
But you betrayed Dad.
When your father had nothing, I provided.
We didn't ask to be provided for. We just wanted a mother.
How could your father ask? He was in the hospital and comatose for weeks. Weeks, Constance.
We would have dealt with the medical bills.
I dealt with the bills. And you girls get to do whatever you want. You didn't grow up a Mercy, did you? And she turns away.
I did.
Who are these people?
And oh shit. There is a growl that goes that deep, that escapes Aurora, and her ears just, there's no hat anymore. Like, the hat just comes off. And she goes to her mom and she's like, Mariah. I need you to know something. You cannot take back your actions, but you can try to redeem yourself in this moment. I'm asking you. I'm trying to give you that chance. Please. I
Redeem
didn't ask to be
myself
born.
for what? Nothing. I regret nothing I ever did, because my children got to grow up with freedoms. My family was provided for. I will never regret that.
Sacrifice the life.
Sometimes you have to be a monster to protect the flock. Did you know that a sheepdog will murder and maim even the most beloved pets if it perceives those pets as a threat to its flock?
So is that your defense for the innocent lives you stole?
Innocent lives? I played a part in a game. Who are you?
I am your judge.
Wonderful. So you're another assassin sent by the Mercies. And you're here with my daughter. You're working for them now, Aurora? Constance,
No, of course not.
you are playing their game. They've got you. They've turned you into one of them, and now you're going to kill your father and your sisters.
I'm doing this to save them.
Of course you are. Well then, Judge. Make it as slow or as fast as you want. I knew what I signed up for. And she looks at
Right.
Hanson. I'm sorry.
You,
So
even if you were to live, you wouldn't recognize what he'll become.
You'll get
I'll
yours.
see to that.
You'll get yours,
No.
you monster. I might die here today, but you will lose everything you've ever loved. You play the game of the Mercies, you end up just like them.
I don't work for the Mercies, nor do I associate. I am a private individual, a contractor, if you will.
Sure,
And he
they
is
all
payment.
say that, and they're not. I've been in it long enough. It doesn't
I
work.
bend no knee to no man, 'cause I am better than you.
She gives you a disbelieving look, but doesn't comment. She is afraid of you. It's very clear.
I wanted to, I could just snap every finger and watch you cry and squirm.
I step in front of Damien and I growl at him and I say, "Leave her alone.
Fuck off.
You fuck off. I'm tired."
Damien, she is mine. Do not touch her.
You die either way.
She does shift uncomfortably. She's quite intimidated by you.
And you don't ever get in my face again.
Stone snaps
You-
as John hisses.
Damien, we can either work together to try to solve this problem, or you can try to fucking kill all the goddamn officers and let the whole goddamn town. Do you know that's people in the shadows now know of you? So, private individual, fuck off. You just let
You-
bid for war.
You know how often cops snap under pressure due to psychological breaks? Quite often, honestly. More often than you would think. So in all honesty,
you-
my ploy was smart, not stupid. Unlike your idiot move
My-
to ghoul my girlfriend.
Do you honestly think?
Mariah does step beside Aurora and says, "You're a fool." But she's talking softer because, well, you're scary, Damien. You're a fool if you think the Mercies don't have your likeness. My daughter has a point. You think there weren't cameras? If they were able to set that up to try to kill me and to involve, points at Mori, an assassin, They are an old family.
I would like you to know the only reason you are here is because this assassin killed your assassins. All right.
I didn't have assassins. But thank you for the vote of confidence.
I didn't... She just kind of like looked, are you an idiot? I was talking about the people trying to kill you.
Oh, I see. Well, thank you. I suppose...
I need answers.
Then why don't we all make a deal?
I want to make a deal with you. You can't manipulate camera footage or offer anything.
I'm smart.
You are at the mercy of someone else.
I have money. I get the job done.
I'm smart.
I'm
resourceful.
And
I get the job done.
Fine, then kill me. I'm done talking.
Right. Well, if you're done talking, then I guess this is over. And Mori pulls out a gun.
I stand in front of Mori and I nod over to Stone. And I say, Mori, wait.
If your mother thinks she's so smart, maybe it's time for her to go. If she's not willing to even talk to me because I'm small, I will destroy her in the most painful way possible.
You're a monster, is what she says behind Aurora.
And Mori yells, I've always been a monster!
And so have you. And so have you, Mariah. You're in good company. We're all monsters here.
A sheepdog will always protect its flock, Constance. I'm just sad that you don't understand that.
Oh boy. Hold on.
You can roll it if you'd like.
Sorry, everybody. Okay, yeah, that's a 3.
Okay. You succeed.
Aurora's knuckles crack. And she goes to Mori. You know what she's doing, right? She's goading you. She's afraid.
I would be an idiot not to be afraid, Constance.
Stop calling me that!
Then stop calling me Mariah. I'm your mother. I did everything for my children.
I didn't ask you to kill innocent people.
It was my job to keep you safe.
We could have run.
You think the matriarch would have let me just live? You think she would have just let me have my children? I had to walk a line, Constance, and I did. For decades. Longer and longer than you could even possibly imagine. Daughter mine. And she lifts her chin. And now they've turned you into a monster just like them.
And there is tears welling up in Aurora's mind because the constant, like, hearing the words monster echo and echo and echo and echo, and she's not used to dealing with social situations. She turns around and she says, even when your daughter is asking you, trying, I fought for you. They would have killed you on the spot.
I asked you a simple question. Who are these people? You said you're too far in. It's my job to protect you. You can take your sister. You can take your father. You can leave the country. You don't have to associate with these people.
I don't run like you.
You think I run? Is this me running? Staying in the town when I know I'm compromised? Making a plan of action to fight back against the Mercies? That's me running.
What is your plan?
I tell you what's in my mind. That monster shoots me. That one breaks my fingers and makes me scream. And that one hasn't spoken the entire time. All I have in my corner is what's in my mind, which I'm well aware you can take. But I promise, I've experienced that at the hands of monsters just like him. And if you think I'm going to give up what's in my brain and in my corner, Then you don't know me very well, my child. We can all either make a deal, and we can get real honest with each other, or you can let her fire that gun and see where that gets you. Because I promise you, Constance, your sisters are going to ask, "Where's Mama?" And that's going to be on your conscience.
What's your deal? Do you want names?
I want to know who these people are.
I am called Morrigan.
And how do you know my daughter?
I've protected her a few times. We met.
She's my friend. And she says, so like not friend is like protective, like Aurora's being protective of a friend. And she looks at Mori.
If you must know, I was taken at birth from my mother to be raised for this. And because of your daughter, I am questioning my role in the world. I was trying to give you a chance. You wouldn't even answer me. You wouldn't even let the words of the questions come from my lips.
She doesn't sass back. She is quite afraid of you. But all of her gusto, it's never about protecting herself.
If you must know, the reason I am this is because I sacrificed myself for that one.
Who do you motion at?
Azriel.
Okay.
So if you must know, if I was going to kill you, yes. But I wasn't going to kill you without hearing your story. I am a judge. I do not take the life of those who do not deserve it. And for the record, the Mercy family took the only family that I had. My father, he's gone. Because of them. Why would I assist them?
I'm sorry for your loss.
That stops Mori. I would like to work together to kill every fucking Mercy behind this. But I'm not going to just sit by and let you mock my friends any longer.
There is wicked intelligence behind Mariah's eyes. When you reply to her no longer, her gaze flicks to Azriel, and then over to Damien.
They call me Samiel. That's all you get. I've never worked for the Mercies. I've worked for myself. Do my own investigating and sleuthing. I've hacked the FBI 3 times, the CIA twice, in the NSA once. I could find out about anything about anyone but you, which is strange. I don't need money. I can get that whenever I want. It's easy. You can manipulate anything if you have the means to do it. And you don't have to do it through physical force.
I agree with you.
But sometimes you have to put a boot to someone's head and push a little bit harder than you would like. Which lately doesn't seem like the bad option. So whatever the offer is, or whatever you have, better be substantial. I'm not going to kill you. You technically have no horse in this race. But he points to Hanson, but him. That's my prize. You don't get him back. And if you do, it better be something good.
She can't.
I have plans for him.
She cannot hide the emotion when she looks down at Hansen, who is slightly rocking back and forth and whimpering.
Oh, Aurora hisses. She does not like that at all. Like, she doesn't like Hansen, and she hates how affectionate her mother is with him.
So like I said, whatever the offer is good. I have someone who's going to be very hungry at home. And he would make a delicious snack. And then a fun toy afterwards.
Makes her jaw tick.
He'll be my precious little boy.
It's very obvious to anyone watching that that intelligence is probably trying to contract away mentally how to get Hansen free.
So, talk.
She looks at Azriel.
I'm Azriel. And I'm just here because I want to help my friend.
And my
know
daughter
it,
is your
but-
friend?
Yes.
She takes a breath. My name in this lifetime is Mariah, and I am a mercy. I don't know everything that you want to know, child mine. But I will say this. I am far older than I appear. I am aware of what you are. And I am aware of the phrase kindred. I know what it is to be a ghoul, a pawn. When you are in this as long as someone like me, you know you don't ever make it out with everything intact. When I met your father, I believed he was the one. And I wanted a family. I wanted it more than I wanted all the power, the money. And so I made myself valuable. She shrugs. Your father and I weren't so compatible. But if we are no longer married, he no longer has life insurance, health insurance. There's a lot of reasons people stay married. And a very large part of that is you and your sisters. I am not perfect. I never have been. I was born a sheepdog among wolves. She shrugs. I always wanted to be a mother. Always. But when I was asked to put your father down, I refused. Because he was mine. And no one touches what is mine. So I did what I had to. The law of exchange in the world of a kindred. Other lives for his. And it was easy to pay. And I would do it again. I would do it so that my children and my husband could live free. Protected. Even though I sold my soul. I don't care. There are billions of people, but I only have 4 that are mine. And Hansen was a dumb mistake. Is that what you want to hear? An accident. He reminded me of your father when we were young, and I shouldn't have done anything, but I did. It's very Lonely. Doing what I do. And when your father found out, they called for his head. So I saw that his memories were replaced. And that it never happened again. Have I put innocent people behind bars? Yes. But I have never taken a life that didn't deserve it.
So you didn't kill the children then?
It was someone I let go. But I let him go because he was a favorite. A kindred wanted him free, and so I... She takes a breath. How long have you been this way, Aurora? A month?
Yeah.
Well, I killed a mercy. I left him for the sun, and I would do it again. And so now my head is on the butcher block, and I will happily meet my death, but you have to take your sisters and your father and leave. If they did this tonight to get me, then they will not stop. I have put your sisters and your father in a safe place for now. But they will find them. If they found me, they will find them. And she looks at Hansen. Without potent enough blood, I will die anyways. So, can we please do this quickly? And can you please continue to take care of my daughter? Thank you. And
that's it? You don't have anything else?
that is it. You don't win when you play a game with the devil. You never do. You have right now, and that's it. You have today, but never tomorrow.
No, Mom! You can't! There's more, right? You always have a plan. No, there's more!
Mia more.
You have more, right? Mama!
And she takes a hold of you and holds you.
Mama, please, tell me there's more!
What kind of blood do you need? Would an elder's work?
It has to be old. I just...
How old?
I am almost 300 years old.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Mia more, please. I have played this game a long time. And even if I was not the best, you gave me what I wanted. And even if you hate me, I did my job.
And Aurora, there's tears coming down her eyes as she hugs her mom and she says, whispers in ear, "Ay, Mama. No matter how mad at you I am at you, I could never hate you. Why do you think I did all this? I did it for you. And I'm going to give you one last thing." And she nods to Stone knowingly, and she hugs her mom so that her mom is facing Stone, and I'm like, please, let me at least grant you this.
You sure you want to do this, Aurora?
It's better this way.
Doesn't change what her face looks like. They're still gonna come for her.
At least she doesn't have to suffer.
Wait a minute. Let's try one thing.
Sam, was it?
Yeah.
These are old players. You can try to get anything from And she taps her brain, but I highly doubt it. I know that there are directives.
I don't think you guys understand what she's telling us. Not only is there directives, her brain is compromised. She could be using her as a camera right now.
Correct.
And I have to
I made a mistake.
protect
I went to a
them.
Tremere, I tried, and she winces. And exhales. Look. The Mercies are very powerful, and they've seen your face. And I'm sorry. Just associating with me is enough to put a target on your back. I didn't have your new phone number, and I did try to find you, but and she brushes some of your hair off of your forehead, Aurora. This is a very dangerous game, and I am so sorry that you are now a player in it. But you are my daughter. Mine.
And she touches her forehead to her mother. And she says, I can't help you without sacrificing. But I will grant you peace. Please. And I look over at Stone and I just kiss my mother on the cheek.
If you can save him, and she motions to Hanson, he's just a dumb buck. Please. If you could. But if you cannot, then I will ask all of you. And she looks at Mori and Damien mostly, and then Az. My daughter. She's in this world now. And she needs to understand that ruthlessness is necessary.
That is the single most smartest thing to come out of anyone's fucking mouth in a while.
I do not think you can save me, but you are welcome to try. And then to Aurora, in your native language, she tells you that she always loved your father, but she could never be too close because it compromised him, and he found out what she was once, and it never happened again.
And now Aurora's sobbing because that realization that she would have done the same to protect her father. And she just hugs her mom and she starts to sing the lullaby that her mother would sing to her. And she just waits, knowing.
And Damien will he'll step forward to Mariah, split open his wrist. Worth a shot, I guess.
I look at Damien and there is like, no, you're not taking her too. She deserves
Taking
to be
what?
free.
Your mom gives you this very sad smile. Oh, mi amor. This is when her eyes start watering. And she loses her composure. The world of darkness is not free. And she cups her cheek. Mama was not born free. She had to fight for it.
And she speaks in her language.
I don't know if you guys, if it's like Spanish, French, I don't know.
It's Spanish. I'm trying not to
yes,
speak
Mori
Spanish
does understand that.
Okay.
Yes, to make it. I'm trying to speak it. So for the audience, she does speak in Spanish, but of course, not everybody speaks in Spanish in this world. So she is speaking in Spanish, and she says, she's like, "You might have not been free in this life, but I know you believed in the next."
She says, of course. Why do you think I always took you to church?
And so, and then she touches her forehead and be like, you deserve to have in this moment a place in that life you so wished."
She looks at Damien's wrist. And then at you.
She'll never be free ever again, sadly. That was taken a long time ago. 300 years is a long time to be in service to things more powerful, weaving machinations that we won't be able to comprehend unless we smash their skulls open.
Even then.
Then we will incite an idea. Because actions, we may die, but ideas are not killed so easily.
Ideas are manipulated. They don't just necessarily die, they change, they warp and distort. They don't represent what comes out in the end.
And so we will taint this idea of the Mercies having power. We will taint the idea that the Mercies cannot be hurt.
Takes vinegar to hurt people, not sugar.
Did I fucking
You
stutter?
wish to force sugar down people's throats.
Really, Damien? After everything that I've done tonight? Taking a bullet?
Don't act like you're the
Helping
one
you?
who took a bullet.
Oh no.
Oh, helping me.
But
helping me, right.
You
When
have
you
said-
turned
you
my girlfriend
honest-
into a fucking ghoul.
How was
You
I
stole
supposed-
her
and now-
humanity.
And now you're expecting me to be okay. So as long as it's yours, it's fine, right? Is that what she
I finished.
is telling
Do you
you?
understand?
I know.
Once you
what
start a
are
process, it has
becoming.
to be finished. You don't know me. You know me
You're right.
surface level. Don't act like you do.
And I'm not pretending to. But don't think you know every fucking answer and that you know the solution to everything, because you do not.
I know infinitely more than you right now. You are a tadpole in a lake. And that
what are
lake
you?
is deep.
Oh, and I bet you're big fish now just because you fucking took someone out.
No,
Right.
actually.
Well, these two are arguing. Mori is going to go up to her mother, Mariah, and she's going to say, "Is this the way you want it? Is there no other way for you to fight against them?"
She's watching the back and forth between Aurora and Sam. I don't know. Tonight is proof of that. I played a hand of cards, and it ended up false. I don't know if keeping me around is a detriment to keeping Aurora safe. And then in the fighting, she says, "If I may." I do not know how old both of you or any of you are, and she's looking at all of you. But Aurora was not brought up in the etiquette. She is incapable of malicious intent. I do not believe she was trying to take what was yours.
Don't try to reason with him, Mom. He's just...
He's hurt.
He's Kindred. I've noticed when I've been studying myself and everybody here that anytime there's a negative emotion, it's like
Greater.
amplified times 10 and it becomes gross and disgusting.
She nods. It's like being a monster. But the
I
fact
guess what
that
I'm asking...
none of you just started killing each other is good. And then she looks at Mori.
What I'm asking is, do you want to put up a fight against the Mercies?
Always. Is it intelligent? I don't know.
Well, like it or not, your daughter is now a target. I am offering you a way to, I guess, sort of redeem yourself, but also a way to fight them. If you are willing, I do believe my blood is old enough to keep you around. I understand that maybe your eyes are being watched, but if you are able to undermine anything that they are doing, that increases our chances of survival, of saving your children, of keeping her alive.
Mariah closes her eyes. And then she speaks. Sam and Morrigan, between the two of you, whose would you say is older?
Been around for a year, but I recently committed diablerie, so
Her eyes pop.
I can't attest. But she was
My
old.
sire,
She was older than I could imagine. She came from a time where cloth was something that was special. It was clothing. She came in a time where if you lived in a hut, then it was at least somewhat of a home. And if you actually had a roof over your head, straw, and actual walls, then you were genuinely privileged.
She just covers her mouth, looking at all of you. May I try both? And you can see, for everyone else that's just watching, like this is not, she would love to no longer be the sheepdog. She would love to be done. But there is a job to do. So she will do it.
What you gotta do?
Isn't there another option if the blood doesn't work?
A bullet
Yes, Azriel.
could solve my problem. Mariah chuckles. Sorry.
Or one of us could turn you?
I would rather not.
Absolutely not. And she looks at Azriel, and she looks like she's about to fucking, like, put a fist through his heart.
Aurora, it's okay. It's okay. I don't want to be what you are. I would rather
I don't
not
blame you.
be. Please.
all right. Unless you are opposed to it, I will give it a go first.
She looks at you, Aurora. This will be your last thing.
Aurora looks at her mom and says, "This is your choice. I want to at least give you that. But I will be here, and I will watch, and I will mourn, because any semblance of my mother is gone. I know what happens." And she sits and she looks and waits. And she goes to Damien and be like, "I will remember the things that have happened. And now I'm starting to think whether or not I should have helped you." And I look at Stone and I see like... And I look at Stone and I say, "I want you to really consider. Think of the moment when she was there and you asked me for help against someone. I wanted to protect you, and now you call me ruthless, that I don't have any teeth. I will not play your game, Damien. We can work together, and that's fine. But I will be your reason. I will be your conscience, because I refuse to bend the knee to you." And she looks on.
As you finish that phrase, she grabs Mori's wrist where Mori's cut it open, and your mother drinks. I need everyone except for Aurora to roll an intelligence and insight, please.
That is 4 for us.
Okay.
I got a 4 as well.
2! Not my good stat.
That's okay. Mori doesn't quite put it together, but the other two, you do. Let me, Mori, just drop down.
I can, I can deafen.
Go ahead and
yeah.
deafen, and then I'll message you. When Aurora says, "I will be your conscience," and she basically displays how innocent she is, Mariah's like, "Oh, hell no. My daughter is going to get chewed up and spit out. I have to do this." And she drinks. When she finishes with Mori, she turns to you, Damien.
This was just an option.
It's worth a try.
You are not wrong.
I
am
am.
hurt.
I understand. But she is young. I will teach her what I know. And she puts a hand on your shoulder. And you as well, if you have only been in this life a year. That I will not. I will not let Miamor shrivel up and be lost. If she is to remain a flower, then I shall be her thorns. And she drinks. And that's where we're going to end. With Mori and Damien kind of sharing a ghoul a little bit.
Whoa!
Will it work? Will it will not work? Find out on the next episode of New Blood by Night.